Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Minisode 174.
I wish actually you can see Pat's face.
Yeah, what you want to do is
you
not
can
tell
actually
him
this
about
$20 tier.
sick, twisted
I was about to
way
say, I
we
wish
open
you
this
could,
fucking
but
episode.
You're welcome. Welcome.
Hello.
Back, Pat.
Welcome back. Were you in the Minisode last time around?
I believe so, but it wasn't on camera.
No, yeah.
no. It's still as weird. Don't worry.
No,
I would have
that's
cleaned
weird,
up.
yeah.
I would have cleaned up around the place if I'd known there was a video
Pat found
portion.
out he was
of
Don't
on
it.
worry
camera about 2 seconds before we press record on the camera.
I feel underdressed now.
No,
You're
dude,
better
look,
dressed than me. I got
we
holes
all
in my
dressed.
shirt
We
right now.
all
like-
coordinated.
Okay.
Jesse missed the memo. Don't even worry about it.
yeah. We all,
We
have
all wore
red.
the red, like childlike.
My
t-shirts
underwear's red.
Oh.
What's
Okay.
the name of that fucking brand?
MeUndies.com/Jesse Cox.
Yeah,
Actually,
MeUndies.
/Cox.
/Cox, because Cox.
/Cox.
In the undies.
Sponsor for 10 years. I will always shout them out.
And honestly, I have a couple pairs. Not bad.
Not bad.
I bought a couple of them. Got a couple of them for free.
Did I tell you back in 2005, after they announced Daniel Craig as the new Bond, there was a website dedicated just to hating on Daniel Craig, making him up to be pictures like he's a monkey. These were all older women that were in love with Pierce Brosnan that banded together to make this site 20
I'm
years ago.
gonna
This
blow
is
your
a thing.
mind.
This
Now
is a
they just-
thing. It was
now that's
really
just
All
bad.
right, ladies, I'm going to blow your mind. The Pierce
So the
Brosnan
point
ones
is
weren't
this.
even that good.
Yeah.
If you have the
Dude,
time to HTML a site like this, you need another hobby. That's all I'm saying.
Why don't
I'm
you
letting
just
you
do
know
me,
some of the
Alex?
cruelest, meanest people you will find online are older ladies. I'm letting you know. It's totally true.
Absolutely. Okay.
Same world.
Another article that we talked a little bit about off camera, but we're going to talk about it big time right now.
This is what I want to talk about today, too. I'm very excited.
This is more proof that even from quantum scale to all the way to a macro scale, our universe is continually proving to be not exactly what we think it is. And as the James Webb Telescope has been kind of peering out into the space for the past few years, it is recently confirmed that there's something seriously wrong with our understanding of the universe, according to Live Science. Depending on where we look, the universe is expanding at different rates. Scientists using James Webb and Hubble telescopes have confirmed that the observation is not down to a measurement error. So, yeah, layman's terms, the universe is expanding in different speeds in different areas. Astronomers have used the James Webb and Hubble space telescopes to confirm one of the most troubling conundrums in all physics, that the universe appears to be expanding at bafflingly different speeds depending on where we look. This problem, known as the Hubble tension, has the potential to alter or even upend cosmology altogether. In 2019, measurements by the Hubble Space Telescope confirmed the puzzle was real. In 2023, even more precise measurements from the James Webb Telescope cemented the discrepancy. Now, a triple check by both telescopes working together appears to have put the possibility of any measurement error to bed for good. The study published February 6 in the Astrophysical Journal Letters suggests that there may be something wrong with our understanding of the universe. Quote, with measurement errors negated, what remains is the real and exciting possibility we have misunderstood the universe, lead study author Adam Rice, professor of physics and astronomy at Johns Hopkins University, said in a statement. Rice, Saul Perlmutter, and Brian P. Schmidt won the 2011 Nobel Prize in Physics for their 1998 discovery of dark energy, the mysterious force behind the universe's accelerating expansion. Currently, there are two gold standard methods for figuring out the Hubble constant, a value that describes the expansion rate of the universe. The first involves poring over tiny fluctuations in the cosmic microwave background, an ancient relic of the universe's first light produced 380,000 years after the Big Bang. And between 2009 and 2013, astronomers mapped out this microwave fuzzing using the European Space Agency's Planck satellite to infer a Hubble constant of roughly 46,200 miles per hour per million light years, or roughly 67 kilometers per second per megaparsec. So really fucking fast. The second method uses pulsating stars called Cepheid variables. Cepheid stars are dying, and their outer layers of helium gas grow and shrink as they absorb and release the star's radiation, making them periodically flicker like distant signal lamps. As they get brighter, they pulsate more slowly, giving astronomers a means to measure their absolute brightness. And by comparing this brightness to their observed brightness, astronomers can chain these into a quote-unquote cosmic distance ladder, to peer ever deeper into the universe's past. With this latter in place, astronomers can find a precise number for its expansion from how these lights have been stretched out or redshifted. Jesse, you want to say something?
Yeah, what's fascinating about this is the James Webb, essentially, like going back to everything you were talking about, the cosmic microwave background radiation, like the beginning of the furthest back we can see in time. That, what we've detected now is like, at some point, all the universe was all roughly the same temperature, which is not conducive to galactic formations, right? Like, there's no way things clump up if everything's the same temperature. So, like, what the hell was that about? Then the pulsing stars that you were talking about, we've detected that the pulsing, we may be reading it totally wrong, and we may be getting hit with different radiation that, like, maybe the things we thought were bigger stars are actually smaller stars. We really don't know. Then they were detecting the fact that, like, way back in time, you know, like 300 million years after the Big Bang, there were these very small galaxies that had formed. And everyone was like, okay, that makes sense. They're small. They're kind of like just, we're trying to figure out what galaxies are at this point. But then they discovered that roughly the same time, there are several galaxies, the exact, like, not the exact size, but roughly the same size as the Milky Way. Huge galaxies. And they're like, well, how is there both? Like, how does that make any sense? And then apparently there's different variations in the way that the galaxy is spreading, right? From the Big Bang. And they're like, it could be that, because like at a certain point, there's an increase in speed. Like, how's that possible? Is it dark matter that's making that? Like, was there suddenly an influx of dark matter? Where did that come from? They were talking about how everything that we see in the past and the way that everything speeds in the past, the way it looks, it may be that, like, long ago, the speed of light was faster than it is now. Like, and what does that mean? There's so many things happening. Everyone's just like,
sense because
what the hell did we just find? Yeah.
So
people are freaking out.
Constant through a vacuum with no resistance. So how can it be slower if there was never resistance in the first place?
Exactly. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
No sense.
And so they're just like,
is so cool,
guys. I think
love that shit.
And then what's happening right now is a few papers are finally coming out from all the research that they've been doing. And now it's just a bunch of other scientists have to look at those papers and then do their own studies. And this could be one of those things where they have to go back to the drawing board and, like, redo physics as we know it.
What if, like, and this was like not
that's
anything,
exciting.
What if like physics is very local to the part of the universe? What if physics is slightly different in different parts of the universe, which would cause maybe some like galaxies to maybe form slower or some faster? And what we know as physics is just where we are. And
we also
like
talked about
to rewrite the laws of physics and Kate Middleton.
Damn, dude, that's some Chilluminati. But we talked about how those two, the scientists before, the astrophysicists, were talking about how we may in fact be inside like
a giant tube of magnets.
Like a tube.
That's a whole other fucked up thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and so it might be distorting how we see everything, you know,
that
like
the
local planets and things near us. Yeah, it may be distorting everything. So, like, we just don't know. And I love that because, of course, when this stuff comes out, there's always people who are like, so scientists are just guessing, and they don't. Yeah. It's like, yeah,
you
dude,
don't know how
they're
science
smart,
works, bro. That's exactly what it's supposed to be.
That's what science is.
They sit there and they spend years trying to disprove themselves. That's the whole point.
And so it's just another fascinating thing that, because we have two telescopes of two varying degrees of, like, complexity,
and they
giving us two vastly different bits of information, it's stressing people out. They're like, what does this mean? We got to, and they spent so much time trying to run algorithms to make the information mesh. Yeah, and they just couldn't do it.
It reminds me of what we were talking about maybe a couple of months ago about the people who spent like years trying to disprove quantum mechanics, and every time they'd come out the other end with it just is real, no matter what they did, it just couldn't offset the actual quantum mechanics. That's what science is. That's exactly what you're supposed to do.
Let's try
and then when you have no other
as
answers, you must have the truth.
Yeah.
So let's think about practicality. This could potentially create an offshoot of some form of higher physics potentially down the road that could lead to
like
exciting findings that could benefit humanity decades from now. Like, maybe this is a tipping point where we get to Star Trek in a couple of centuries. Like, you never know, right? You never know.
Sure.
This could be this could unlock our ability to do warp drives or something.
This
like,
could be our
I'm just throwing it out there.
Rock. Yeah.
What if we're looking into like the dev room of the simulation and we're just seeing them play around with physics? You know what I mean?
I want to say, if you are trying to figure out like the easiest, almost dumbed down version of this, Dr. Becky on YouTube has a bunch of crisis in cosmology videos where it's going through and explaining in detail, but in a way that, you know, Joe, every guy can understand what is happening here. And it's fascinating because it really is, the more you look at it, the more you're just like, wow,
so
we are at something. We don't know what, but we're at something. Like there's even talk that the information is saying the universe could be twice as old as we think.
That's
that's
so fucked up.
Crazy.
That's just so
crazy.
Which changes everything.
Yeah.
Like, because that changes calculations like crazy, because that also would then change the speed at which we're spreading out.
And how long things have been around. Forever.
Exactly. Yeah.
Holy fuck, that'd be so cool.
Imagine just like knowing how to find that out. What the
It's cool
fuck?
that we're
Being
discovering this
smart
now.
enough. Yeah.
I wish I was in the Star Trek timeline where we were out there exploring that shit. That's so fucking cool.
But then when you think of Star Trek, I was thinking about this the other day watching one of Becky's videos where I was just like, yeah, man, Star Trek, you go out and you like explore and I realized explore the galaxy. Soon in Star Trek, they don't understand the universe.
That's
It's just the
galaxy.
galaxy's huge, but it's localized. The galaxy has the Gamma Quadrant, Delta Quadrant, Alpha Quadrant, you know.
And that's it.
That's very true.
They aren't going to other galaxies. They're like hanging out. Like Voyager was like, we went so far away to a different quadrant. And it's
The
like
Gamma.
The other side of the galaxy. Yeah.
Star Wars is the same way. They
crazy.
stick in the same galaxy. They only
False.
recently left.
That has
it.
changed
More
recently.
I know.
I don't know if it's good, but that's changed.
It's not. It's not good. Anyway, I think it's fucking cool. I hope we keep learning more and more new shit with space. Space is like one of my favorite topics. I just can't wait to see what we learn. Jesse,
Do you
have anything
sometimes
for us?
wish? Do you wish you'd rather have been born a few hundred years from now if we got to Star Trek sort of stuff?
Oh,
Or
if we went there, if like I was guaranteed that's where we were going, yeah. After the Bell riots,
I feel
I'm
like
fine
no
with
matter
it.
The
what,
Bell Rise, nice. Deep Space Nine.
no matter what we say, if we said, I wish I was born on like the Enterprise,
Yeah.
even then there's still people who'd be like,
This
I
sucks.
wish I was born a couple hundred years from now and I could see what that like. No matter what, no one's ever
But
satisfied
at
with their
least they have
times.
the holodeck and they can at least like probably run a couple simulations. of
Well,
it.
they have no need for food or energy. That's all taken care of. So then they can just hang out and have fun.
They are in several galactic-wide wars, though. Like,
Well,
you
we're
know,
hanging out having fun, but the Klingons and
Right,
I wish I was like-
Cardassians.
I wish I was like 16 and Star Trek just came out on TV. That's where I want to be
So
in history.
You want to be born in 1950.
So yeah, exactly. Like
That-
I want to be.
actually, that
or
fits
be a
for
kid
Alex.
in,
That fits
in like
for Alex.
1989 and watch
That would be
Next
great,
Generation
too.
with your parents. That
Yeah.
was cool.
Yeah, I kind of
I
did
think-
that. I was kind of there for that.
That's kind of that's kind of what I did with my dad. Yeah.
like Voyager and Deep
like
Space
will we
Nine.
ever like will we be, I mean, in what century will there be another event like us like landing and walking on the moon where like the
Right.
entire world watches
Mars?
a historical
Yeah, Mars is the first thing I can
we're
think
not
of.
going to care. A lot of people will be like, oh, who cares, we already did it with the moon.
We got the internet.
that's
I mean,
What's
you're
that?
right.
Yeah, you're right.
Although you laugh, the internet lost its mind when that rover shut down, and they were like, "It's so sad. Its last message was so sweet."
That's true.
So
Actually,
like,
fair counterpoint. I'm
I
easily
don't know.
swayed, but I got swayed back the other way.
Maybe the first time somebody cracks cat language.
aliens.
Dude, whoa! Which
if
can I-
aliens show up,
That was
that
another
would,
article.
that would be
That would be the event.
That was a
That has to be
contender.
an
That was
alien.
actually a contender for an article a week or so ago. One of the good uses of AI is they're trying to use it to understand whale, like the noises they make back and forth, because they do like whales name their young, and they do like have like
I don't
call
want
to
to
each
know what
other
a
and
whale
shit.
is saying because I know it's going to be disappointed
But
in
if
us.
we can do that and have a weird kind of primitive level conversation with a whale, that'd be
Star
Well,
Trek
that would be
4.
like-
Back to Star Trek.
Right? Yeah, that's
You
true.
really screwed it up, didn't you?
Why is it so hard to breathe in the water?
I swim through your ship.
Remember when
maybe,
Spock
maybe.
takes that dude out on the bus?
Us whales love Star Trek 4.
That's my favorite.
That's a weird movie.
Yep.
I know you want to talk about this too. So, did you have anything you brought? Or
I mean, that was the thing I want to talk about the most. I
That's
love
fair.
this.
We
We
did
wrap
great.
it up here. Then that's fine.
we
We
did
did great.
great.
Good job, everybody. Pat
Pat,
yourselves
thank
on
you
the
for
back.
coming
We
on the
love you.
show. That's
Thank
Yeah,
you,
sure.
Bobby.
Thanks for blindsiding me with the video thing, but that was fine. It's not like I was shirtless or anything, so it worked out.
All right,
Yeah,
be
yeah.
honest. Who looks more like shit, me or you, though?
I would never say you look like shit, Alex. I love you. I would never say that.
Trick
What
questions.
a
It's
diplomatic
me.
answer.
I like that. We'll see you guys.
I never would say it. Doesn't mean I'm not thinking it.
Yeah,
but,
see, that's
you
what
know.
I'm saying. It's all right. We're all gonna be okay. Everyone else.
Where did
This
that
is for
come
everyone.
from? That
The kids are going to be all right.
Huh?
That,
I'm just trying to
why
make
would
you
you
feel.
say
I'm
that?
just trying to make
He
you feel
wanted to
better.
make you feel more comfortable.
I just want to make
I
you
feel
more
bad
welcome.
now because now you like put me in a hypothetical where I'm saying you look like shit.
I do look like shit. It's okay.
No,
I'm
you
doing
don't.
fine.
You look
I look
amazing.
great. In secret,
Love
I
yourself more, Alex.
Yeah,
Thank you
love
to our
yourself.
sponsor.
You,
Talkspace.com.
Pat, in the
Talkspace.com.
background,
I'm
you
doing
have a
great.
collection of years worth of amazing artifacts from history of gaming. Alex has what I assume Windex he's drinking.
Yeah,
I don't know what.
Well,
Like, I
Wait,
don't,
what?
That's my
He
special brew.
is-
My special brew.
That's how he preps for the shows. Yeah.
That's how I clear my sinuses before I get going. I got my. That's what I said when I said my smoothie was here. That's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Okay, we're out of here. Thank you guys for the support at Patreon, and thank you guys for listening. Like a year from now for free over wherever you're listening to. We appreciate you too. Okay,
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Oh God, I am starting coughing. That's not how I want to start this. I can't now. It's too
Ooh.
late. Yeah, I can't cough and go right
I
into
didn't
that.
like the worst part about all of that. It was the sound that you did make. The sound that you did end up making. That was just like.
It was just not good. Welcome
like-
back.
Sounded like Bowser's Castle door opening.
Welcome back to the Minisode 174.5. How you doing, boys?
I'm doing great.
Great.
I
So
feel
good.
I feel
Yeah.
elated.
Yeah.
Just
I got
the
a
best.
Elated.
classic. I just have like the most quintessential Minisode article that you could have right now. I just feel totally like, speaking of Mario, I just feel like the Smash Bros. Mario all round basic Minisode article today. Kind of believable,
Gotcha.
kind of fake, kind of in the current headlines, kind of paranormal, kind
Kind
of
of
not.
believable.
Kind of
Kinda
believable,
fake.
kind of fake, kind of the current headlines.
It's just
kind of
right
not.
down the middle. It's a perfect thing to talk about for a few minutes. You know what I mean? I have a good,
Sure.
Should I just stop
Sure.
building this up? Are we gonna? Should I
I
just
think you
go
should try,
in?
It's
probably
already two
take it
built
from
up.
here. Yeah,
We
yeah.
got
You should
an
just go from
article-
here.
We got an
What is
article
it?
from Gergana Krasteva on Metro, and it's Google Maps sleuths think they found a massive door in Antarctica. So
Okay.
that's you know what a Google Maps sleuth is somebody who just looks at Google Maps and thinks they're discovering shit that nobody's seen before.
Yeah,
as
when
if
they
no
notice
one-
slight changes in Google Maps, they freak out because they
Yeah.
think they're hiding something.
Yeah, so the article starts by sort of talking about doing the sort of like college student thing that you do when you start an essay and you don't know how to start it. So you just say, over history, there have been many instances of whatever. So that's what they're doing about Antarctica and weird theories here. And they're talking about how Hitler has an ice base that he used to escape to after World War II when everybody thought he faked his death by suicide. Flat earthers use Antarctica as evidence that a wall surrounds the earth. But now we're here now with a Reddit thread that has 2.1 million members, the Conspiracy Channel, and we are seeing a glassy rectangular shaped mass partly buried under layers of the snow, according to the article. Here's the article.
I think I know
Check and
exactly
see.
what this is. This has come into my sphere of like
People are
where I
saying it's
read
an
to.
underground base camp or a storage facility for seeds in case mankind dies, which I think was in a movie recently. Somebody even said it was that hidden bunker that Hitler was in, but apparently it's only a few hundred meters away from Showa Station, which is in Queen Maud Land. It's on East Ongle Island. It's a Japanese like research base that's always there.
Yeah, it's a few hundred meters away from Japan's Showa
Yeah.
station. So
Yeah, Showa Station. So it's a couple hundred meters. It's 60 buildings, living quarters, power plant, sewage treatment, all kinds of stuff. It's a pretty big base. Guess it could be part of that. But I mean, it just looks so like where Wolverine was in the X-Men before he busted out. You know what I mean? It looks so secret Dharma Initiative facility from Lost kind of vibes. But it's not the first time that Antarctica conspiracies have emerged, according to this article. One time, there was
surprise.
another Google Maps situation where everybody thought they found a pyramid in the Antarctic, you ever remember that one? You see that one?
I do remember that. Yep.
There was also like NASA images of the Antarctic that had a weird cloud pattern.
But those were fake, by the way. Just fake.
That was wrong. That was literally just not correct. Literally just fake NASA weapons, sonic NASA weapon footage. Fake. And like we said earlier, flat earthers use it to prove that the world is flat. I don't even understand how they do that, just to say it's an ice wall, kind of like what we're talking about. Is that the vibe?
Something about like there's like, I watched somebody, I think his name is David Weiss, like he was trying to explain how the flat earth works. And I'm like, you just sound dumber, because as you explain it, you start contradicting yourself almost instantaneously.
Yeah.
So I don't know how it works, dude. I don't think there's logic behind it.
You guys see it. What do you think it is? What's the vibe? What do you think? It looks to me,
honestly,
yeah,
it looks fake to me. But if they found it on a page for Google Maps or whatever,
it's definitely there on Google Maps.
I mean, it's just like the image, the blown up image. It looks like someone photoshopped it in. But
yeah, kind of.
If it's on Google Maps, then like, all right,
it's definitely there. Does it look like a door to you?
A little bit, but hang on. Let me go back to
There's a part of me that looks like it's a door that maybe just leads to Showa Base as like an emergency exit or something. If there's
That's what I think it probably
it could
is.
just be, it looks like also it could be like a piece of ice with snow on it.
Seriously.
I don't know what the temperature is. You know what I mean? I don't know what the temperature is there, but it does kind of feel like a piece of ice with snow on it.
I feel like I'm seeing artifacting around the edges of like where the actual round part of this building is here.
Like peeking from under the snow.
On the snow, like you can see almost like a dome that this is like around.
Oh, okay, maybe.
But that's why I'm like, this could easily be Photoshopped because it's such a low quality picture.
I mean, it's not Photoshopped. Like I mean, if it is Photoshopped, it's Photoshopped into Google Maps. Like it's on.
And it's got to be part of the research base. It has to be.
Could be a glitch. Could be a photo.
Could also
glitch.
be a glitch, like merging a couple pictures. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys can go see it. It's on Metro. It says Google Maps sleuths think they found a massive door in Antarctica. That's the name of the article. You can go look yourself and tell me what you think. But I'm like half it's a door, half it's big ice crystal. But that's what I got. It's a perfect Minisode article.
You know what? You are correct. It is a nice encapsulation of a Minisode. I'm going to talk about a little bit about some UFOs, some UAPs.
I love that.
Out in India, a police officer in India says he claims to have seen UAPs lingering near one of the country's nuclear power plants on multiple occasions. And according to a local media report, the revelation came by way of Indian ufologist Sabir Hussain. I don't know who he is. I cannot talk to whether he's like actually like an Avi Loeb or if he's more of like a fucking Corbel or something. But he connected with the witness and convinced him to share his story with the world. The officer, Syed Abdul Qadir, says that the sightings occurred in August of last year in the community of Kalpakam, which is home to a fairly sizable nuclear power plant. The witness is said to have seen the anomalous object more than 10 times and filmed them twice, though this footage from the incident has yet to be made public besides a video still that I'll link you to in a minute. Recounting his experiences, Qadir indicated that he is, quote, more than 100% sure what I saw were UFOs after consulting with Hussein about the sightings.
That's so
the officer's
funny
reasoning for this conclusion. Sorry, go ahead.
It's just funny to say it's a UFO when the definition of a UFO is like something that I don't know what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure it was something that I have no idea what it was.
He goes, his reasoning for this conclusion is that the objects maneuvered in a manner unlike anything he's seen from a terrestrial aircraft. Quote, the way it stood still, the way it made zigzag movements, and the speed in which it disappeared, he marveled, all were different. The curious case in Kalpakam will undoubtedly sound familiar to long. Basically, UFOs popping over nuclear power plants and stuff is not new, if this is true. But I'll send you the little link here to it's just a light in the dark sky. Like it's not going to be.
Well, I mean, I want to see it,
mind.
but I'm like, this is just like the same story again.
Exactly.
It's a different guide to different base, but like we already know that aliens are like going to bases.
Here, just click on this article that I'm reading it from, and you can see it.
Maybe it's better. Maybe it's better than I think.
The other cool thing that I grabbed for an article too, in case whatever, is that a British train carriage from 1930 has been found inexplicably buried in Belgium.
Okay, that's awesome. That reminds me of the X-Files. This looks.
They said
like
archaeologists.
nothing.
are preparing for a forthcoming. The archaeologists preparing for a forthcoming construction project in Belgium could not believe their eyes when their excavation unearthed a British train carriage from 1930. Reportedly occurred this past January and came to light last week. The find is particularly perplexing as the carriage once belonged to the London North Eastern Railway, though how the nearly century-old carriage wound up buried 200 miles away in a park known as Noordkasteel is a mystery to both the train company and local officials. And they tried to dig into it, but the minute they started unburying it, it started falling apart. The wood and the metal started falling apart. So they only have like historical records to try and figure out what this was. But they suspect that it was abandoned a while ago because they found like paint markings on it. And they think it was maybe being used as storage after it was like kind of repurposed as like a storage unit after it was like abandoned wherever it was abandoned.
My guess is like a movie shoot or something, illegally disposing of something.
Oh,
You know, I don't know.
Cats are fighting.
His cats are fighting.
I guess.
This is why you log into the Minisode. You never know what's going to happen. Like
No, you
the
never,
the people who get the video right now, they're probably wilding.
I mean, they get to see Mathis's background. Lots of old PC games.
Lots of
You don't know
old PC
Jack
games.
is there, so like that's pretty crazy.
I can see StarCraft on the left, right? Against the left wall.
I do see that. I see multiple lords, I would assume, of the rings, but I don't know if that's true.
Possibly Alien versus Predator. I'm not sure. We'll
Mhm.
see. We'll see. More on that later.
Oh, hey, welcome back.
Hey,
Yeah,
sorry.
hey,
Yeah, my
hi.
cats are fighting. I'm sure everything's fine. You guys did not talk about anything weird.
No.
No,
Come on.
not us.
Not
All
us.
right. Well, Jesse, I'll trust you boys.
Your mom and dad of LA? No way.
My mom and dad would never lie to
we
me.
would never lie to you.
What do you got, Jesse?
Well, I have two things, both pretty short and sweet, and I figured both were interesting enough to share.
The Indian UFO looked like nothing, by the way. It
looks like a
white.
like
It's just
bright
light in the
light.
sky. Exactly. Another one of those like, we have a video, but you can't
Horrible.
see it. It's so put up and shut up time. I'm so sick of this. Like, we have these things we're going to show you in 3 months, and then in 3 months they're like, by the way, we can't show you. Go fuck yourself. Continue.
So, right away, if you want to go to, I hope it's either phys.org or I guess it's physics maybe, but it's phys.org.
Not FIZZ.org.
Yes.
Send it
And
to
they
Zoo.
have essentially an article about a really cool thing happening in Sweden at the moment. Apparently, Sweden has something called the AFU, which is the Archives for the Unexplained, which is one of the largest collections of paranormal documents, books, files, etc., anywhere in the world.
Cool.
IRL
And-
X-Files.
That's so fucking cool.
Yeah, and right now it's being run by Klaas Svan and Anders Liljegren.
Great
Yep.
job.
Very bold.
Hopefully I
very
got
bold
that.
Stab. Very bold.
And they have a
stab.
pretty big space setup for all this stuff. And they are trying to collect as much as they can and sort of get it all there so then they can essentially let everyone have a look at it. Right now, just because of, the size of it and everything that they have to like make sure they have to keep an eye on, roughly 300 people are granted access each year to look at all this stuff. But the plan is to try and get it all online. And that's already started. So you can actually go to afu.se and see their website as it is now. I assume that they will have, there's a Discover Our Collections area where you can see all the things they have.
Oh yeah.
Could be
Look
good
at
for
that.
some future episodes for us
Thousands
boys.
of
This is
old
bookmarked
clippings from
already. I'm
Australia.
done. UFO
Ooh.
report files. Oh, let's go, dude.
So this is really cool stuff. And
Audio and video.
I'm very impressed
Yeah,
with all
wow,
the
this
stuff they
is
have here.
very cool.
They say the Virginia collection finally arrived. Cargo of several thousand books on paranormal phenomena, ghosts, and number of UFOs arrived. The AFU. And then, yeah, they just like are stockpiling stuff so it all will be in one place.
When I
This
eventually
is
retire
really
and
cool.
walk off into the sunset, I'm actually just going here and gonna live there, and they can't stop me.
Dude, where is
Yeah.
this?
So it's not all online yet, but they're trying to get it online.
But what country is it in again?
Sweden.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Dude, Sweden. I love going to Sweden. Let's
It
go
says
to Sweden.
I
that
do too. I love
audio
Sweden
visual,
so
they have
much.
4,000 audio cassettes, 2,000 VHS cassettes, 500 reel-to-reel audio tapes.
Listen, if anybody there works there and listens to Chilluminati and you want to have us out, we can like interview you and shit.
That'd be the
fucking
coolest.
Cool.
The coolest.
Let us out there.
Especially if it's winter in Sweden.
To go. Take me to Sweden.
I'm going to reach out to them, actually.
But wait, I have an even better story. One that is the most Star Trek shit I've ever heard, and it's hilarious. It's not named what you think, which even makes it more funny.
Okay.
Back in 2016, this is an article that was originally in The Guardian, but I'm reading from Food and Wine because that's where I'm at.
Dude,
Back in 2016, David Nutt, the director of the Neuropsychopharmacological Unit in the Imperial College London,
aka NAMBLA,
he said he was working on something amazing, a synthetic version of alcohol billed as having the fun effects of booze without the negative toxins and hangovers.
Fuck off.
That's right. Star Trek Synthol. Except he's calling it the incredible, terrible Alkasynth.
That's terrible.
He just was like,
dude.
Instead of
like,
Synthol, yeah, literally was like, wait a minute, reverse it. Done.
Yeah. He did the Missy Elliott on it.
At the time, he said that he hoped he could replace real booze with Alkasynth by 2050, as, you know, he's like trying to research and do different things. But as what happens often with modern science, dude is beating his own time. He is saying, based on the amount of investors and people, you know, trying to help him, it could be done in as soon as 5 years.
That just seems stupid.
Crazy.
Like, I'm glad to see it existing, but it's like, you know, the thing people always say about LASIK, where it's like, you don't know, like, if in 10 years your eyes are going to just like crust over and fall out or whatever. Like,
I mean, but
they do some studies.
We have enough, like, I mean, absolutely. We have enough information now that we know that's not going to happen, at least in 10 years, but like maybe 20, right?
I'm not talking about that. I just mean like,
right. Like, we don't truly know.
Culture. Yeah. Alcohol has been part of human culture since.
Think about it.
But alcohol is one of those things that we didn't know, and we just like, I would say if it has none of the toxins and none of the side effects, people will buy in. But just like Star Trek, there's going to be dudes who are like, it's not as good as the real thing.
Like,
and
what
so
is
real
it?
booze will become its own type of thing. And so, you know, I would imagine if it's real and not just going to kill us, it would probably fall in the same category as like impossible meat, you know?
I think I'm starting to find out what type of guy I'm going to be in the future, and it's obnoxious is the answer.
Well, I mean,
oh, is it real? I'm sorry, but is it real? Thank you for this old-fashioned, but is it really old-fashioned?
I would gladly drink booze that made me just feel like, hey, I'm happy and I'm having a good time, rather than like be sick the next day, especially as I get older. Dude, it's taken less and less alcohol to make me more and more sick. And honestly, I don't like it.
It's the same exact argument for like vegan, like vegetarian meat, right?
Yeah, but if vegetarian food tasted good and I could eat it as frequently as like
does
trashy.
This taste good?
Sometimes it does a lot. Yeah, sometimes it does.
No, I'm talking about the alcohol synthol.
What is
I mean,
Synthol?
here's the thing. The Alkasynth, I imagine if you make like vodka out of it, certainly it would taste just the same as vodka.
I wonder if it could be used as a future tool to help people like get over alcoholism.
Like, is it still corn and potatoes and stuff? Like, what do we? Grapes?
Great question. I have
How do you make
no clue.
That's the thing that's weird about it to me. I don't trust you, Alkasynth. What's the real one now? Now I'm all messed up.
Alkasynth. Actually, he wants to change the name to something else, and I've forgotten what it is, but it's not good sounding either.
Should be called Hooch?
Basically, he says the reason why he's doing this is because he says, and this is a dude in England, so I kind of get the vibe of him being like, because drinking culture is huge in the UK. So he says that he presented data at Lancet showing that booze is more harmful to society than heroin or crack.
Well, that's gotta be true.
But he says he's no prohibitionist because he just, you know, has a drink before bed every night. He just wants like people to be healthier. And so I get it. Like, you know, if it turns out to be awesome. Will it? I have no clue. Will we never hear from this again?
It could be a breakthrough and a first step into something that will eventually become,
you
know, delicious from other companies investing and making their own.
Do you get hungover from it?
No,
That's the point, though,
literally,
right? It's like, no.
This is, you're going to have the,
It's got to give you the same feeling of being drunk without the poison aspect of it, basically.
Yeah,
one
exact same
he said,
feeling?
basically he says he wants to see the joys of alcohol without the hangover as a pretty powerful reason to partake, even if it's not. So he's just like going into the fact that he just wants to make it a little bit better of an experience. Same effect, like you're drunk, but you're not going to be sick afterwards.
I need to taste this immediately. As soon as 2,000 people have had this and don't die from it, I want to taste it.
You got to make sure at first it doesn't kill you.
I just want to. I don't want to be the
he's saying
first,
that,
but I
like-
want to taste it.
Yeah, he says, we think once we're approved and on the market, we're going to see an amazing, wonderful explosion of creativity. The drinks industry employs some really creative people. Yeah, because they want to try new tests and flavors. There's nothing here that says what it would taste like, which maybe that means it's just as a compound. The alcohol would be like like you could, there's alcohol in vodka and in gin and in whiskey, but they all taste different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's true.
Maybe it's a chemical compound version of it.
It just
That'd be my guess. They have to do something on like a molecular level of like creating something similar.
Something
that doesn't
about
do the
something
same
about
thing.
something about like good news. We found a perfect replacement for something that's real with no downsides. Just sounds like the beginning of a zombie thing. I don't know.
Nothing will go wrong. It will just be beneficial to society.
I'm not against it.
I mean,
I'm
I
not
don't think it's gonna be
against it.
beneficial. You'll still be drunk. I don't think it's gonna be beneficial. You just won't be sick afterwards
Yeah, that's
I'm
true.
interested
because it won't have the
am I-
toxins, but it'll still have the same effects. So you can still be a happy drunk or a sad drunk, or you still probably drunk drive, and
Do I
and,
still
like,
get the
that would be
DTs?
terrible.
Yeah, true.
But you just wouldn't be like, it wouldn't toxin your body, which
Am I
is
addicted
huge.
to it still?
I imagine if you're addicted to the feeling of it. Plus,
Well, I mean,
you're
you're not
actually, it's a
addicted
good
to the
point. If you have
hangovers.
no negative side effects, could you drink too much?
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
what I'm saying. Like, I don't.
Does it thin your blood still? And
Yeah,
I don't know how I don't know how dependency works with alcohol.
I'm
but
letting you know that the Guardian and Food and Wine do not ask if what happens if you drink too much.
that's funny. We'll learn
it's like
through
all right.
test subjects.
All right. Yeah, I still want to try it.
Look, so do I. That's why I thought it was interesting. I was like,
Yeah.
It is
we're
interesting.
full on Star Trek. I love this.
Yeah, we're there.
We're almost at me drinking Synthol on the holodeck. Guys, I need to live long enough. Just give me one robot girlfriend and a holodeck and Synthol, and like I would be fine being like, bye. You know what? I lived a great life. I'm out. Peace.
Maybe you
That's
just
it
need
for
like,
me.
Jesse,
maybe
no
you just
can
need
do,
like the
but
Quest 4.
yeah,
It's too much.
As in,
It's too much work.
No can do, but we can do Cyberpunk instead.
You know what? I would take
A brain
Cyberpunk.
dance. You'll brain dance.
I would
it?
brain dance day and night. I would be like, I forgo my fleshy body. I join all those weird cyber cults in there.
Yeah.
I plug
You
me
just
into the
be
TV.
like a
Let's
digital
go.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to come on the TV and be Jesse on the TV?
Just like hack from
hello. Welcome.
DC's
Max Headroom.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Cox Headroom.
Cox
Oh.
Headroom. All right,
Too
on
close
that,
to Max,
we're out
not
of
too-
here.
Goodbye.
No, we're going. Goodbye,
My
everybody.
high
Thank you so much
priest,
for supporting.
Richard Vagina.
I'm a high priest.
Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you next week.
That's just my name.